republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. Item number one, we have a correction on the minutes on the Substance Abuse and Recovery Initiative, the listing of all the members. The last one, on the emergency medical services, we did put Chad Wallace in that position. So that needs to be corrected. So with that correction, can I get a motion to approve?
Also, I'd like to, it was sent up wrong. Lauren, I'd like to make a male. Lauren Stone, the CEO for Endless Mountains, is Loren, and the Director of Nursing for Endless Mountain is Mary Mushala,
How do you spell Lauren again?
Loren.
And what was the other one?
Mary Mushala, not Nancy.
Okay, we have those corrections with those, yes.
Montrose School District, Superintendent is now Chris McComb.
Oh, that's right.
Over down, was it?
What's the name?
Chris McComb, MC, capital C, OMB.
Okay, I'll make a motion to make those corrections and the addition of the superintendent for Montrose School District.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item 2.
Make a motion to approve item number 2 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold. Approve item 2 on the agenda, the cash disbursements, electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. So carried. Item 3.
Make a motion to approve item number 3 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold. Approve item 3 on the agenda. Acknowledge the hiring of Angela Halloran of Susquehanna, the open full-time non-union position of conference officer. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item 4.
Make a motion to approve item number 4 with the change of Lathrop Township as her residence.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold. Approve item 4 on the agenda, ratify and acknowledge the appointment of, by Treasurer Mill, the hiring of Felice Pratt of Lathrop Township. All in favor?
Aye.
I know, I tell everybody's name.
I'm sure Kelsey will want to work there too.
Kelsey can work there too. Item 5.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold. Approve item 5 on the agenda, ratify and acknowledge the hiring, the appointment by Treasurer Mill, the hiring of Lauren Herman of Montrose. Questions or comments? All in favor? So carried. Item 6.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 6 on the agenda, approve the transfer of Dominic Brady from part-time corrections to full-time. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item 7.
Make a motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 7 on the agenda, to accept with regret the resignation of Alana Doolittle from the position of part-time corrections. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 8.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 8 on the agenda, approve the hiring of James Haley of Montrose to the open union position of maintenance electrical high-vac technician. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 9.
Make a motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 9 on the agenda, accept with regret the resignation of April Price from the position of court liaison conference officer. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10.
Make a motion to approve item number 10 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 10, to approve signing a letter of agreement with Corn Ferry Hay Group to assist with actuarial services for the county post-retirement benefit plan for a period of January 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2020. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 11.
Make a motion to approve item number 11 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve and sign the fiscal year 2018-2019 County Human Services Plan Assurance of Compliance. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Got one more, just came up this morning. Need a motion to approve the purchase of a John Deere 738 four-wheel drive tractor for the prison recycling center. Total cost of $19,134.54 from Bartron Supply Incorporated out of Tunkhannock. It's CoStar's pricing. And
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? So everybody's aware this tractor replaces the one at the jail. The one at the jail comes up here, and the one that's here that is on its last gasping breath will get put out to sale.
That really, that sells it. Yeah. Piques buyer interest there.
I'm
You
sure
wanna
it'll
take
fi-
this one out for its last gas? Offer us some money.
There you go. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, you'd be surprised what people will pay for it. All right, public comment on the commissioners meeting. Ladies?
It's not really too much. Do you wanna discuss a little bit about, because I didn't ask last time, about, the Act 13 money?
Okay, we got it. It's in the bank.
Right. And I know there won't be any like formal allocations or things until the next budget season, but
Right.
Is
Right
there
now,
anything-
most of that money is targeted for the new 911 EOC center.
and has the county acquired the land?
We have actually signed the sales agreement. All parties have come to an agreement, so the contract is now signed. We have to get the survey finished, the HOP permit, and the subdivision done. Then we can have the transfer of the land and have it deeded over, and then we will be on our way.
And actually having site control, will that help at all with
That will help, because
with the
that's held
grant?
up, yeah, that's held up 2 or 3 grants I'm working on right now because we didn't have site control, so now we'll be able to put those through and get those moving too. Not that we'll get anything, because obviously the people south of 80 don't realize we exist up here and have a hard time sending money this way.
Right.
Of course, we still have the one with the state for 2.7 million that we have down there, the RCAP, is that what it is, RACP?
RACP.
RACP. That one we submitted, that's like 2.7 million, that went through the legislators that have supported it, and it's at the governor, so. If they put money in that program, then hopefully we'll get $2.7 million. And there's also hazard mitigation grants and other grants that are available.
And the comprehensive plan,
Comprehensive plan, I have to check back on that. They got all their updates and we're making some final changes and so that they could start having the public meetings. So that's what we're waiting on right now.
I believe the municipalities received, I look at New Milford Township for that, they received like their letters, correct? I know other municipalities have received the letter too. You guys, probably, you haven't had your meeting yet, so.
I haven't had a meeting yet.
Yeah.
So, but have received the letter to look at the plan
Right,
and provide feedback,
Yep.
so
By August 1st.
That's what I thought it was.
yeah,
And the public meeting will be scheduled for September.
right. pretty quiet tonight.
I'd ask about PennDOT, but I know the answers mostly, so. Are we getting any hope for anything fixed up here?
Well, they did fix Route 11, the base repair from New Milford to, part of New Milford to Halsted. They did do the section in the flats over there. 171 north of Forest City up through Herrick Township got repaved. There are some spots around that are getting done. You know, the allocation of the money, it's all been targeted for different areas throughout the county this year for work to be done, so that work is on schedule. You know, you won't see anything big until, probably, I mean, next year, I think it's next year, Route 11 does get resurfaced from New Milford to the state line. Then it's, I think it's 2 years for the Gibson exit, and
81.
81's supposed to be two years, lasting 4 years or something like that, and of course they don't have any money available yet for it, so that's like $100 and some million. So
Did you know a lot of PennDOT's work this year is targeted in the milling and shipping program?
right,
And it's in like the south central part of the county.
yeah, they do. If you
So-
look at their maps, their construction maps, and we have some posted, there's one over by planning. If you look at their construction maps for the summer, they do like quadrants through the state or through the county. Because if they can reduce their cost, if they get like do this section this year, that section next year, so they're not moving the equipment so much. If they can target a lot of the roads in that one section, and get them a better price, they can get more roads done. So that's what they try to do.
And this dovetailed on with work that they were doing in Wyoming County too.
Right.
So it kind of like.
Right.
kept
So
up with
whatever
that.
Wyoming County's got going on, they may connect to that. Whatever Wayne County has going on, they may connect to that. So, you know. it
Well,
just-
Wayne County's roads are a lot better than Susquehanna County's roads, in my opinion, having driven both on a regular basis. So it looks to me like Wayne County and Wyoming County both get a lot more attention and a lot more money poured into their roads.
Well, I think the problem that we have that Wayne County doesn't have is Interstate 81.
Right, that's true.
Because 81 sucks a lot of the money between the winter maintenance and the summer maintenance. 81 sucks a lot of money.
So it doesn't seem logical to say, we've got X million dollars and we're dividing it evenly between these three areas. That's not logical.
Doesn't divide that way, it divides by population.
And we have,
Has nothing to do with the roads.
and we have
or
no
anything else.
people, so it doesn't matter how many roads we have no people.
Right, we have no people.
I mean, it's true, we have a very low population.
No, that's always the argument that I have with them when I go to Harrisburg, and I'm fighting with them, is that, you know, we have Interstate 81 that goes through our entire county that has to get maintained, and that's maintained basically by the state. And the problem we have is we don't get adequate funding to do our rural roads plus the interstate too. Where if you go down like in Cumberland County and down in those areas, you know, they get far more money because their population's a lot higher. And they don't have the winter stress that we do, where we're having, you know, 30, 40 freeze-thaw cycles in a season. They don't have that. So they don't have the, you know, the subsidence underneath the roads. They don't have all those issues that are going on. So when they do a road down there, it lasts for a long time versus up here. We do a road up here, you know, they'll do Route 11 next year, and within 3 years it'll be breaking up again,
It seems to me that PennDOT in Susquehanna County is playing catch-up all the time.
all the time.
They're never ahead of the game ever.
And that is an ongoing problem. There just is not enough. All the revenue is split up by population that comes in. So
Seems like a bad plan.
it is a horrible plan. And of course, in that same plan pays for the state police too, because it's all in the same funding account.
And again, we don't have any of those either.
All right, we got one guy that drives around from midnight till 6 in the morning. So, you know, it's not like we got extra guys of those running around. So yeah, it's a huge problem. You know, I've talked to Lisa Baker and Jonathan Fritz and all those guys down there, and they all know it's a problem. Everybody's trying to figure out that magic wand to how to fix it. But you've got a state that has no money, and has lots of debt and can't figure out how to pay everything.
Is that 848 Hartford to Gibson Road, is that bridge is out, and is that why that road is closed?
848 or 547?
547.
547 is a culvert that's out. Basically was a steel pipe that went under the road that just deteriorated and it collapsed.
Collapsed, yeah.
So they shut the road down. It wasn't on the tip this year to get fixed, but
Right.
there's one like a quarter of a mile away from that one that was on the tip to get fixed this year. So what they're gonna do is now they've sent it back out for, to get it approved to do a design and build for both sections to get done. And, so you probably won't see that road open again until 2019. By the time it goes through design and
The
build,
process, yeah. I
it'll
get
be
it.
November, December before it gets let out, and nobody will work on it until next year. So you're probably looking at next summer before that road's open.
So that road will stay closed for an
Yep.
indeterminate amount of time, and
Right.
there's nothing anybody could do about it. And what about the one on Old Route 11? Do they got any plans for that?
Well, Old Route 11 is a railroad bridge, and everybody's at the mercy of the railroad.
They're still fighting over that?
The railroad has, and I reported that back in February when it closed, that the railroad said that they would start working on it midsummer and have it done by the end of summer. The last word we had, they keep saying, yeah, we're gonna start it in July and it should be done, in September, October, but again, there's nobody there working on it yet,
Because it's July.
'cause it's
Just
July.
send them a memo, it is in fact July
Yep.
already.
And the problem is, finally somebody went underneath, took some pictures, you got one corner of the bridge that's not touching anything. It's just dangling in there. So all those people that were moving the barricades and driving over it, they've been extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Well, the bridge goes down with you on it, then you're buying the bridge. So that's the deal on that one. So, sorry, I don't have any,
So you have no good news?
I have no good news.
Because I know 81 is terrible. I mean, through Susquehanna County, Route
Yeah.
81 is a mess.
Yeah, well, the issue they have with 81, once you get to New Milford, it's not bad from New Milford to the southern part of the county.
Right.
But the northern part, they don't wanna spend the money to go in and mill and repave it and then rip it out in 2 years and have a mess. So, they keep trying to go out and do the base repair on it, mill it out and fix the bad spots, but the bad spots are outnumbering the good spots.
I was gonna say, you're starting to get, and they pick this big one and they leave this small one because that's not as bad, but in the end, that little one becomes bigger very quickly.
And hopefully, everything will be under control for, by the time we get to the Hartford Fair, and we can have a good turnout to Hartford Fair and for our communities, and
Put some cold patch in yesterday.
doing some cold patching yesterday, right?
48,
Yep, there
I
you
saw
go.
that.
you know the fair's coming.
Yep.
Yep, I saw that. I was amazed.
Yep.
And I tell you what, I almost got killed there because they had no flag, they had a flagger at one end and they had the guy in the truck at the other end, and he was apparently the flagger for that end while he was shoveling the patch in, so it was a little
Well,
sketchy.
we've had several conversations with PennDOT about their crews not having flaggers out doing the job properly. They're supposed to have flaggers there to warn the public so people don't get run over and get killed. And we've fought with PennDOT nonstop. I've made several calls about crews out there working without flaggers, or flaggers standing there with a flag rolled up under their arm like this, standing there like this. So, it's unfortunate. I would suggest to the public, if you see that, take a short video of it and send it to PennDOT so that they can wake up. Because the bad part about it is somebody's gonna get killed, and then it's gonna be, the driver,
Right.
you're horrible, you killed one of our guys. Well, of course, if you guys are doing your jobs and had your flagger out there doing what he's supposed to be doing, you wouldn't have had the problems. Yes.
We haven't really seen anything on the agenda regarding the SRO agreements that are going through area school districts. And I wish we had the DA here, but I just wondered if,
All I can tell you about the SROs at this time is I have been in conversation with the district attorney. She says they are looking at options with, doing the same thing they did at Blue Ridge at other schools, but has not provided any documentation to the Commissioner's office for any type of approval or anything like that. Because there can be no agreement unless the Commissioners sign it.
Right. I
And
mean,
there
I
can-
knew it had to eventually
Right.
make its way through
Right,
here.
and there can be no agreement if they're going to be employees, like the one that currently is, until it goes through the salary board and gets created.
I know Mountain View has actually hired one, but I'm not sure if that's going through if they just did it on their own or if it's going through. I would have to double check that.
Well, they've hired somebody, good for them.
So,
Anything else on the agenda? All right, so, can I get a motion to adjourn and go to the salary board?
I'll make a motion to close Commissioners meeting, open salary board.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, salary board, what do we got here? Approve the minutes of the June 27th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve the minutes of the June 27th salary board. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 2.
I make a motion to approve item number 2 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 2 to eliminate the position of IT technician, effective June 27th. Questions or comments?
That's just a housekeeping item, right?
Yeah, we created a new position at
Right.
the last meeting, which made it a different kind of position, and this one was one that's getting vacated, and we'll eliminate it, so we
Right.
still have the same number of people. All in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment to the salary board? Hearing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
We are closed. Thank
Did we
you all
do
for
the
coming.
retirement board at the end last time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's wrong. And the minutes are incorrect.